Hello and welcome once again to my 11 plus exam videos. We have maths questions from specimen papers collected from different schools. So let's get started. The first one is, if triangle A is reflected in the mirror line, what would the new coordinate of the dot be? Okay, so let me try and draw it. So we will have the coordinate. So this is one point and this will be the next point. So it's here. So the square will be 1, 2. So this will be the sides, and then it's gonna be here. So this is 1. This is 1 point. This is 1 point. Right, and this is gonna be the other point. So this will be my square. Okay, the reflection along the diagonal line. So this is the square. You can call it a dash. So this is the square, right? So this black dot that the question is asking for is here, will be reflected here. So this point is 4 and 8. So this point is 4, 8. So my answer is D, 4, 8. Okay, next question. The shape shown on the right was made from 3 identical copies of one of the smaller shapes below, without overlaps or gaps. Which smaller shape was used? Right, so a couple of things here. I think we have to look out for some things. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 squares are coming out, right? So how can we get that? So we can get it in this shape D. Okay, D is my answer. Now the question is, why is D the answer? And is there any way we can show? Yes, we can show. So I will try to redraw this shape to fit the shape D into the pattern that we have here. What we have to do is we have to turn D. So instead of that, if D were to look like this, then my problems would be solved. So D were to sorry, my drawing is hopeless. What I'm trying to do is the one square that is outside, it should be this way. It is turned. It's yeah, so this and this. So this is how it should sit. So if this was shaped, so I have turned it anti-clockwise. Okay, if you think of it being turned 90 degrees anti-clockwise, and then you can see this fits in nicely. But there are 3 of these we have to fit in. So this is 1, this is D, isn't it? It is. So this is one of the D's, and there are 2 more. So we will have, the next one will be 1, 2, 3, so it will be this one, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and this. So this is the other one. So this is the other one. See, this is the other one. Okay, so this is the other shape. So if I do, this is red, you can see, and the other one is going to be, if I take yellow, and there's these 3 squares and these 2 squares. This is the shape. It looks very anti. I'll make it neat. So we are very clear why this is the answer. So that's how you have to try to draw and fit it in. I think that way it is easier to understand why this is the answer and not the other ones. So if I just do the outlines, it'll probably be neater, easier to follow. So this is the same as this. Okay, next I take another color and I do this. This is the other one, right? And I take another color and I can do this, and this is the, so this, you see, they fit in. So three identical copies of one of the smaller shapes without gaps or overlaps. That is exactly what we did here. So D is our answer, right? Okay, next one. So this is made up of 3 identical rectangles. So we have another shape question. Now we have 3 identical rectangles. We have to find the perimeter of this shape. Okay, so how do I find the perimeter? So let me, my perimeter will be the what is called the, you know, the outer line. So the outer line, let me highlight it in blue. This is my perimeter. And then what we will do is we will write the length of each side. We will not know a couple of them, which we'll try to work out, and then we will add them together. So this is the perimeter. So it's not these two, it's not these two. Okay, so we will not include these. They are not included in the perimeter. Okay, so then how do we do this? So this is 8 meter. They have given us, this is 8 meters. So this whole thing should be 8 meter. Now there are 3 identical rectangles, mind you. So if this is 3, then this should be 3, and this should be 3, and this is 8. Okay, this is also 8. So my writing is not perfect, excuse me, but 8. Okay, this is 8 meters. And this is 8 meter. What are we left with? These 2 sides. Now what is this side? If we try and think, this side, this much, this side has to be, they are all identical rectangles. So this is 3, and this is 3, this black line. From here to here is 3, this here to here is 3, this is 3. Have you got it? I think you have. So this is 3. So if this is 3, then this much, this bit has to be 8 minus 3. That is 5 meter. The same, it will be 5 meter. Right? So then, now we have to do the easy part. We have to add. So we start with this. So it's 8 plus 3 plus 8 plus 3 plus 8 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8 plus 5 plus 3. Let's add it up. So we have perimeter equals, we have, as we pick up the numbers, we will strike them off. So we know that we have taken them because there are too many numbers. Is 8 plus, so this is gone, 3, that is this, plus 8 plus 3 plus 8 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8 plus 5 plus 3. So we've taken all the numbers. So what does that equals? How many 8s do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 8 is 32. Plus how many 5s? 1, 2. That's 10. How many 3s? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 3 is 12. And that is 42 plus 12. 32 plus 10 is 42. That is 4 and 54. So my answer is D, 54. Right, next question. Right, another pattern problem. Here is a pattern made from the gray and white tiles. Lovely. Okay, it's a lovely pattern. Shape 1, shape 2, shape 3. I have 3 shapes, and there are some number of white tiles, there are some number of gray tiles. We have to find a relationship between them. The shape, a shape in a pattern has 28 gray tiles. How many white tiles does it have? Okay, so how are we going to work it out? Right, so we can work it out this way. We have 2 white and 2 gray. That is shape 1. Okay, so we will continue to form a column for white, a column for gray, and we will see that form a series, try and find, or we can keep writing it down, whichever way we want to, or whichever way you want to do it, you can do it, but I will try and work out both ways if I can. Okay, so 2 white, 2 gray, then we have 3, I'm not going to write white again, and then I put an equals, or shall I say plus? Maybe plus is a better way to show it. So 3 white plus 4 gray. So we have, let me put W and G, might be confusing. So 3 white and 4 gray, then 1, 2, 3, 4 white plus 6 gray. So I think you already start looking at the pattern. So if you have 5 white, you will have 8 gray. If you have 6 white, you will have 10 gray. So if you go on for 6, so the next one, so they are saying 28 gray tiles. So this 10 has to go up to 28. Let us do it. 7 white plus 12G, then 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. So this one, if I write 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. My answer is 15. Now I could do this in a different way, in a much more cleverer way. I don't, not to say that this is not clever, I mean the whole thing, you really have to think, but you know, in a much more, I don't know, more grown-up-y way maybe. So if we do it that way, we can form a series. So the white is n plus 1. If that's the series, that's the term, it's the series, the white, and the gray series is 2n. So the first one, if n is 2, if n is 1, so the first shape 1 will be 1 plus 1, 2 white, and 2 times 1 equal to 2 gray. So if you continue this way, they have said that 28 gray, so 2n equal to 28, 2n equals 28. So n equals 14. So whites will be n plus 1 is 14 plus 1 is 15. So you could also get the answer that way. Whichever works, we have to get to the answer, whichever you can find out quicker. You know, you really have to be quick. So it's 15 is the answer. Okay, next one. James has 15 sweets in his pocket. He has 7 red sweets, 6 blue sweets, and 2 pink sweets. Without looking, he removes some sweets from his pocket and places them on the table. What is the smallest number of sweets he should have to remove to guarantee that he has at least 1 sweet of each color? Now, there are 15 sweets. I am tempted to say he has to pick all the 15 to have one, but they have said smallest number. Okay, now there are 7 red sweets. So if he picks 7, he is unlikely. I mean, there is no guarantee that he will get a pink and a blue. He might get a blue, but he may not get a pink at all. If he picks 8, we might have the same problem. If he picks 9, he might have the same problem. So the only way we will not have a problem is if he picks 14 sweets, because there are only 2 pink. So if we have 14 sweets, then we will have 1 left. The 1 left can be pink. So this is the only way. So that's fine. This is okay to have 1 left and it big. So if he picks 14 sweets, he is guaranteed that he has picked 1 of red and blue and pink, right? So he can pick 2 pink. So there's only ways. I think the answer is 14. You may not agree with me. Please do leave a comment. Go through this. It's an interesting question, and let me know how you get on. Next one. Okay, 4 identical rectangles are joined together to form a larger rectangle as shown below. The area of the large rectangle is 192 centimeters square. Find the length of the side labeled x. How are we going to do this? Okay, so we have x as one side. Now all the rectangles are same, means their sides are equal. The lengths are equal, the widths are equal. So again we do our x and y method. It's quite simple. X equals the length of the rectangle, one of the rectangle. Okay, so the length of the bigger rectangle is equal to the length of the individual rectangles as well. I think you understand that from here, because the x, then this is also x. So these are x's. I think this is clear that these are x's. It's very simple to understand that. I'm sure all of you know that, have got it by now. I mean, so and then if we assume that y is the width, then what do we get? If y is the width, then this is y. So this bit is y. So this one is y. So this is y. Then again, this is y. And again, this is y. And again, this is y. So they're all of these. So you see x equals 3y, right? And the area of the large rectangle is 192 centimeters square. So for the large rectangle, we have x. If we say x is the length, maybe you can say x is the width, but here we say x is the length. We're calling it x length. And y is the, so for the large rectangle, if this is x and then this is x, so x plus y, x times we will have x plus y. So x times x plus y. Yeah, area of the larger rectangle, isn't it? Yeah, x plus y equals 192. So we get, okay, so then we get x squared plus xy equals 192. Looks scary, but don't be scared. All we have to do is to put 3y in place of x. So we will get 3y square of it plus x is 3y times y. Okay, so that's equals 192, or 9y square plus 3y square. 192, so 12y square is 192. So y square is 12 times 1 is 12 and 7, 6, y is 4. Yeah, y is 4. So if y is 4, then x equals 3 times 4 is 12. So find the side labeled x, it is 12 centimeter. Okay, so it was a bit, looked a bit scary, the equation, but it's not that scary. You just have to relax and stay calm, and you will get there. Okay, the next one. Okay, Karen wants to find the value of 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on plus 10. Rather than just doing the calculation, she notices that she can reorder the numbers in a clever way. Okay, so 1 plus 10. So what she's done is she's grouped the numbers. So 1 and 10, 2 and 9, 8 and 3, 4 and 7, 5 and 6. So she's grouped the numbers, right? And she does so because 1 plus 10, 2 plus 9, 3 plus 8, etc. all add up to 11, and so her sum simplifies to 11 plus 11, 5 times, which equals 55. Using Karen's method, add up all of the whole numbers from 1 to 20. Right, so to do that, what we have to do is, we are told 1 plus 2 plus so on up to 10, and plus 11 plus 12 plus 13, 15, 17, 18, 19 plus 20, and that equals, now this we already know, is 55. They have told us that. Okay, plus, so this 11 and 20 we have to group. So what do we have to do? 11 plus 20, that is 31. 12 plus 19, 13 plus 18, plus 14, plus 17, plus 15, plus 16. We have all the numbers. So what do we get? So we get 55 plus, so we get 31. How many 31s are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 5 times 31 equals 55, plus 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 3 is 15. So that will give me 5 plus 5 is 10, that's 0 and 1, and 5 is 6 and 5, 11, 1 and 1, and 1 is 2, 210. Okay, so that's going to be the answer, 55 and 155. So we need to remember these two numbers, 55 and 155, because they will ask the same question next, and we have to use these two values. Okay, so you will be writing it on a paper, so it's easier for you. For me, I have to remember it. I've also written it down so that I don't forget it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10 is 55, and then 11 plus 12 and so on is 155. So that, oh sorry, let me write, this is 210. It's adding up all the whole numbers. Okay, next question is, Tina is an athlete and she is completing a difficult training session. Her coach makes her run 5 meters forwards, then 5 meters back, then 10 meters forward and 10 meters back, and so on until she has run 100 meters. So how do we get to this? How far has Tina run in total? So we have to add up all these numbers again. So how are we going to get there? So if we do this, so it's 5, isn't it? 5. So it's 5 forward and 5 backward. So that's 10. So then we have 10 and 10 back. So that's 20. So then we will have 15 and 15. So that's 30. Okay. Then we'll have 20 forward and 20 backward, that is 40. It will go on till we have 200, 100 forward, 100 backward. So that is what we have to add. So what do we have to do? We have to add 10 plus 20 plus so on up to 200, right? So we will break it down into from 10 to 100 and then 110 to 200, right? So we will do 10 plus 20 plus so on up to 100 plus 110 plus 120. If you're wondering how I got 110, 110 is 55 plus 55, that is 110. Then 60 plus 60 is 120 plus 130, so that's up to 200. Now how can I break this down? I can break this down by, so that I can use the numbers, the results of the addition from the previous question, break it down, bring 10 outside. So they're all multiples of 10. You will get 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to 10 plus, again if you bring 10 out, 11 plus 12 up to 20. Okay, so what do we get? So 10 times, the first one was 55 plus 10 times 155. So I get 550 plus 1550, that equals 0 and 5 and 5 is 10, 0 and 1, 5, 6 and 5 is 11, 1 and 1, 2. So 2100. So that is 2100 meter. That's a lot of running Tina did. Well, that concludes this. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Bye.